Gandang hapon sa lahat. The Fraternal Order of Eagles, Philippine Eagles, is once again here with you to render public service in the field of law or sa larangan ng batas. Today we will be discussing on the topic about preliminary investigation. If one is charged, meaning if one is being complained of before the office of the prosecutor for the commission of a crime, and after having received a subpoena coming from the office of the city and or provincial prosecutor for the submission of his counter affidavit, is it mandatory that the respondent should submit his counter affidavit? And is it mandatory for him or her to personally appear before the office of the prosecutor? Well, the answer is no. Why no? Because according to the Constitution, every person charged of a crime is presumed to be innocent. Meaning to say, there is a constitutional presumption of innocence in favor of an accused. Meaning every person charged of a crime, including those charged before the office of the prosecutor. So a respondent, for instance, you receive a subpoena, you may or you may not submit your counter affidavit. You may or you may not appear before the office of the prosecutor for the conduct of a preliminary investigation. In other words, it is not mandatory for the respondent to answer the charges against him. It is not mandatory for the respondent to defend himself, because after all, he has in his favor the constitutional presumption of innocence. So yun. Actually, kung you're a respondent, for instance, you were charged before the office of the city prosecutor in any city prosecution office in Metro Manila, and you are residing in Bislig City, Surigao del Sur. Is it mandatory for you to appear before the office of the city prosecutor in, for instance, San Juan City in Metro Manila? No. The respondent can prepare and execute his affidavit here in Bislig City, Surigao del Sur, and have his affidavit be administered by an assistant city prosecutor of Bislig City, Surigao del Sur. And you can send it via what? Registered mail. It is not mandatory for the respondent residing here in Bislig City to go to Metro Manila to appear before the office of the city prosecutor in San Juan City. Oh, that is clear. Yes, that is clear. Okay, so huwag matakot. Baka nakatanggap kayo ng subpoena, pupunta kayo sa piskal, takot kayo. Baka kayo ipahuli kung hindi kayo mag-appear before the office of the prosecutor. It is not mandatory. So, madaling topic ito, which is very helpful to many, among all Filipinos all over the country. Well, this is a public service by the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Philippine Eagles, or specifically itong several Limbas Eagles Club in Antipolo City, Province of Rizal. Well, maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik dito sa YouTube channel, the Fraternal Order of Eagles YouTube channel, Limbas Law Corner. Well, itong Limbas Eagles Club ay matatagpuan sa Antipolo City, Province of Rizal. But right now, I am not in Antipolo City, Province of Rizal. Dito ako sa tinatawag na Pinoyan Falls. Dito sa Bislig City, Surigao del Sur. Medyo maraming mga turista nandirito sa ngayon. And of course, the people of Surigao del Sur are welcoming you. You are invited to visit this place, a beautiful place, itong falls na to, Pinoyan Falls in, I repeat, in Bislig City, Surigao del Sur. So maraming salamat. Sana lagi niyong tangkilitin itong YouTube channel, The Fraternal Order of Eagles, Limbas, Low Corner. Maraming salamat.